Hello and welcome everybody, and thanks for joining me again. My name is Wilkie and I am back with I've been getting repeated questions about the new Slayer and if I could do the Slayer showcase about the new skill books and stuff, and since people have been asking me and I seem to be the only one left to do these things, I guess why the hell not? So basically the last time I've played Slayer actively was like 3 years ago when we had like level 50 cap, so I'm not exactly in the position to give you guys any advice or information regarding the new skills. I'll put the link to the patch notes into the description so you can actually check them out, because the patch notes for the new skills and the improved skills are pretty much accurate. I've tested them and they pretty much tell you everything you need to know. But the skill book improvements literally only say effect improved, which is kind of like saying if they would have left a blank space or not written it down at all, it would have pretty much been the same. So we're gonna go from top to bottom from the list. Like I said, starting from the top, first book is Cross Combination Edge, which is a pretty solid book if you ask me. And it also uses one of the new skills, which is Harvest, which looks a lot like Route Point because it's a second hit. So if you pay attention after the poke, you can see me do this flip animation, which is basically Harvest. And I'm gonna show you what Harvest itself looks like. It has nothing to do with the skill book, it's just the second hit of Route Point. So it's basically just another hit with super armor and usage of Route Points for a pretty good amount of damage, I guess. I mean, the scalings are pretty good, but I'm not exactly sure if that's really a good PvE skill or not. So the second book being Deadfall, that one is pretty much my favorite Slayer book right now. Like, it has an iframe at the end, and you're not really able to see this, but the AoE on this skill is actually rather big. So as a big, I guess at this position I will hit the chest. Like, it doesn't seem that big, but if you think about Slayer in general, that they literally have very little to no AoEs at all, this skill is actually pretty good. Cloying Darkness basically is an addition to Smash Chase, and even if you miss Smash Chase, usually this skill was kind of like interrupted if you didn't hit anything, but with the skill book it'll just skip the first hits of the Smash Chase and directly go into Cloying Darkness. You'll see that maybe when I hit the mobs, that there's a combo before that, and after that the skill book fires itself. Ring Shear Kick, I'm not really, I mean, the skill itself looks pretty good, but I don't see how this is going to be very useful in PvE. Like, the only useful thing about it is that you're getting airborne while attacking. So if you, for example, simply hold down F, you're directly going to combo into Killer Bee. Or even better, you can technically combo into Deadfall. So that's okay, I guess, but to be honest, not really the best book, I think. Subslash, this one is really just a recycled book. Like, Blade Dancers have it, and I think even the new Wardens received it, if I'm not mistaken completely. Or Night Stalkers. I think 3 of the 4 Witchblades have this skill book though, so that's kind of really lame. But they did a similar thing to Hunters, I guess, although not as extensive. Which tells me that they either didn't have any ideas or no time or no budget to develop something new. But I mean, it has a really short cooldown, so it's good to activate some skill book effects, but damage wise or so, it's not really useful. So if I were to switch out a book, this is probably one of the first ones. And the last one being Heartbreaker, which I don't think has changed at all, at least not from the visible animation. The only thing that has changed is that you can use Wicked Chase, which is like, I guess, the Slayer version of improved grab, which warriors have, which basically allows you to grab enemies which are not grabbable. And I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with what happens if warrior grabs somebody in an iframe or something, that he'll launch an animation, and pretty much the same thing happens now with Slayers if you take Wicked Chase, which is to me just a way to try and make grabs more viable. To be honest, I don't think grabs are viable even with this skill, but yeah. That's just my opinion, really. We're gonna try and see what the skill books can do. We're gonna go for Cross Combination Edge. Like I said, this is a pretty decent book. The poke has a really good reach, and the projectiles are pretty good aligned, so I think that one is pretty good. Deadfall, like I said, this book, I think it's the best book Slayers can have right now. Good range, high AoE, knockdown, iframe. I think that's pretty much all you can ask for from a book. Like, I'm gonna see if I can show you guys what the actual radius looks like. I mean, it's not huge, but like I said, in a Slayer standard, who literally has no AoEs at all, that book is pretty damn good. Cloying Darkness, I'm gonna try and skip the first hits. Alright, that worked. And the spin with the blade actually deals a lot of hits, so that's actually not too bad. And if you do not skip the first hits, it's gonna go for the combo of Smash Chase and then follow up with the skill book. So I don't see the reason to skip Smash Chase unless you're fighting a boss or something that's going to hit you. But I mean, it's a good thing in case you miss the first hit. So that might be useful. Ring Shear Kick, like I said, I'm not really terribly entertained by this book, and I don't think it's too good. The only thing I think is good that it makes you airborne. But you can even, if you don't like being airborne, you can simply stop after the first hit. So, not exactly sure if that book is playing any significant role in PvE. Subslash, it has a small force at the end, so it pulls enemies a slight bit. But really, I don't think it's enough pull to really gather mobs or something. So, like I said, the only kick it has is the really short cooldown. So that's pretty good. But other than that, I don't think this book really plays any significant role. And for Heartbreaker, basically what this does is it does 3 hits before applying the dash, or like the daze at the end, not the dash. So it simply is just an additional amount of hits before you actually stun the enemy, which is okay. What's even better is that you can aim Heartbreaker now. I'm gonna see if I can curve it. Yeah. So you can drive a curve with it, which is pretty good if you fight mobile enemies where somebody has moved. But yeah, basically that's all about the new skill books. And like I said, I'm not really playing Slayer, and I haven't really seen any Slayers playing PvE for a lot, except for one, which was Karax. But yeah, I'm not really sure if Slayer is now viable or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But yeah, here we go. These are the new skill books, or I guess they are the old ones, just the reworked ones. Like I said, in my opinion, Deadfall is probably the book you want to go for. That one is pretty good. I mean, all except Ring Shear Kick and Subslash I think are good. Heartbreaker is also underwhelming, I think. But the first 3 are pretty solid. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna check out the Fury skill, because that's also picking my interest of what we are able to do now with the Fury. And yeah, hopefully you will guys enjoy the new skill books for Slayer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Maybe I have missed something. Like I said, I haven't been playing a Slayer in ages, so I'm really not sure how Slayers actually perform now in PvE, but I believe they still are not really that good, to be honest, but you know, that's the nature of C9. Some classes will probably always shine regardless of what's going to happen. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy, and also Happy New Year to all the people who watch my video. Alright, see ya!